The California Loop with Mom begins today. On this first installment, we'll fly to Las Vegas, get on the high roller, and drive along the Strip. Then we'll cross the Mojave Desert and see the world's largest thermometer. Then on to LA. Hollywood, Beverly Hills, and Santa Monica will be some of the highlights. The 2025 Travels with Mom series begins now. I'm riding in my RV, wherever I want to be, 'cause I'm free in my RV. Yeah. Greetings from the Miami International Airport. As I mentioned, today I'm traveling with Mom, and here we are on the Tunnel of Freedom. We're flying to Las Vegas, where Pelicruiser, our Class C RV, has been in storage for a little over a month, as of our filming here on August 13th, 2025. It's a beautiful day, so it should be a pretty flight out of Miami. As we start gaining elevation, I can see Blue Lagoon, the car rental center and station, the new soccer stadium under construction, and the whole southwest suburbs. I think if I squint hard enough, I can see my house down there. Downtown Coral Gables, the Dolphin Expressway, and we can even see the airport we just took off from. I love getting a window seat so we can get this great bird's eye view of the city that has been home for the past 37 years or so. We can see the Miami Trail as it vanishes over the horizon. US 1, Coconut Grove. I could point out dozens of landmarks from up here. Ritzy areas like Coco Plum and Gables Estates, it can all be seen down there. It looks like the pilot is going all the way around the southern tip of the Florida Peninsula to avoid some bad weather over the Everglades. And that down there is the beginning of the Florida Keys. Can you see the Overseas Highway on the right? That would be Key Largo, of course. What we see now is something I've never seen before with my own eyes, and I may never be able to see it from the ground. That's Cape Sable, the southernmost point of mainland Florida and the contiguous USA for that matter, because spoiler alert, Key West is an island. It is super remote and hard to get to, but it is still on the bucket list. Someday we'll brave the mosquito and alligator infested trail that goes down there. I managed to spend all my frequent flyer miles and get an upgrade so we could be more comfortable and get a better meal. And after our loop around Florida, off we went, almost all the way to the other side of the country. About 5 hours later, we're flying over the Grand Canyon. The body of water we see beneath is none other than Lake Mead, a reservoir formed by Hoover Dam in 1936. There's something about this barren land. I don't know what it is that attracts me so much. There it is, down there, Hoover Dam. It is so great to see it from up in the air. Everything looks magical at this time of the day. Now flying over Boulder Highway, we'll be able to see the Strip soon. We can clearly see the Strat, all the high-rise hotels, the Sphere, the High Roller, as we land at LAS, Las Vegas Harry Reid International Airport.
It's been a long day. The flight was not so bad, but here we are finally in fabulous Las Vegas. And let me show you our fabulous room at the Augustus Tower. Mom is very tired, but there she is, happy to be in Las Vegas. And here we are at the Augustus Tower. And at some point, the Bellagio fountains are going to start doing their thing, and then, you know, yeah, we got 2 queen beds and mini bar and TV, and yeah, it's very nice. Well, this is the view.
Hi, I'm very happy to be here in Las Vegas. It's a paradise. And my song, Bring Me to the Paradise.
And this room, in many ways, I don't know if this video is going to come out before or after the last time we were here in Las Vegas, last month. But it's very similar to the one we had in the Octavius Tower. But this is the Augustus Tower, which is closer to the entrance and better, I think. I got to show you the bathroom if we make a mess here. We have a beautiful shower. We've got a bathtub with like bubbles, you know, like a jacuzzi. Double sinks here. Very nice. And that's the loo, the head, as they say. All right, we're gonna rest. I mean, it's 8:25 Vegas time, but for us, for our internal clocks, it's 11:25. So we're tired. We're gonna go to sleep soon. And tomorrow we're picking up the RV.
Well, good morning and greetings from fabulous Las Vegas. Today I'm picking up the RV for what I'm calling the Mini California Loop. I want to show Mom the highlights of the Golden State.
We're back in Pelicruiser. Yes, here we are. We just turned on the batteries. 2 of the batteries were off, which is weird, but I turned everything on, and yeah, we're ready to get in some solar. I'm gonna leave this on because it is hot out there, you know, so this doesn't cook much. I turned on the fridge, and yeah, let's go to the KOA. Oh, here we are. Got some groceries. Getting the RV ready. Doing laundry. Luckily, they were able to get me an RV site right next to the laundry. We're here at the Sam's Town KOA in Las Vegas, as this is usually where we stay here. And tomorrow we're doing an oil change on Pelicruiser. Yeah, Pelicruiser, it survived without us. I'm gonna sanitize the freshwater tank, all that good jazz, and then the day after tomorrow we go to California because it is 109 degrees here. Did I mention that? Different type of heat. It's dry heat, but still, heat is heat. I'm gonna finish this and then I'm gonna go back and maybe we'll walk around the strip a little bit with Mom. Well, here we are once again roaming the casinos of Las Vegas. Caesar's Palace with Mom. And here we have the statue of the Caesar with a great pego lamp on top of it.
Caesar's Palace, in particular, is very tastefully done, although I think very little remains of the original hotel that opened in the 1960s. Here's a replica of Michelangelo's David, which is kind of hard to find, to be honest. We came outside to walk along the strip a little bit, but it is too hot, so we're going back inside and get a bite to eat.
We got empanadas.
I got the hamburger, that looks really good, and Mom got fish and chips. We're taking a taxi to the nearby High Roller. Mom really has a thing for Ferris wheels, and I think she's gonna like this one. Here we are, and there's the Sky Lounge, which is eerily deserted. And here's where we're gonna take our picture. The last time I was here, there was a line, so it is true what they say. Las Vegas is kind of dead these days.
We are rolling high on the High Roller. Viva Las Vegas.
Big numbers, like 7.3 million tons of steel.
Surrounded by mountains and luxury hotels, and the day is slowly coming to an end. Here's Mom, and now the sphere looks like a watermelon. There's our Caesar's Palace. The West Gate, that's the old Hilton where they had the Star Trek experience back in the day. And that's the airport. We can really see almost everything from up here, except for the Strat, which is behind the Fontainebleau. Now we're almost at the very top. And we are slowly descending back to street level.
Well, that was certainly a treat to be here on the High Roller. You know, hopefully I won't get a copyright strike because of this music, but we've gotten, 360 degrees all around us, and we're already descending here. We're gonna be back in November probably, and I'm gonna see if we can go into the Sphere to see the Wizard of Oz. Yeah, I love the fact that Las Vegas is surrounded by mountains. Cool town. And yeah, did I mention Mom is here?
Oh, there's a little bit of a line now.
Here we are at the Link Promenade. But I believe this is all we're gonna do today.
We're going back to Caesar's Palace, and tomorrow will be another day. Actually, it'll be 2 days.
Yep, this was one of the main upgrades we did to a Minitini, the original. A new mattress, and I want to thank RV Mattress by Brooklyn Bedding for sponsoring this video. RVmattress.com is a Brooklyn bedding brand, and they're known for top-of-the-line comfort and quality. And if you're in the US, they ship conveniently to you for free from their Arizona factory. And they offer different firmness options and heights and dimensions. I mean, we like it like this, pretty firm, but I mean, they have the whole range of firmness options and sizes. And we wanted to keep it simple here too, so we got the 6-inch Dream Foam Essential, firm, short queen, 60 by 74, one of those RV specific sizes. And I mean, we're not new to this. We've been sleeping on Brooklyn bedding mattresses for over a year. And it's great to be able to get a good night's sleep, and wake up refreshed the next morning. And with your RV mattress by Brooklyn Bedding, you also get a 120-night sleep trial along with a limited lifetime warranty. Brooklyn Bedding mattresses are designed, assembled, and shipped from their Arizona factory, so they're able to use premium materials at a reasonable price, with no middleman bringing up the cost. As I've said before, it's super easy to buy online, it's free shipping, comes right to your doorstep, vacuum sealed, rolled up inside a box, so you just have to get it on the bed and unroll it. And it's very easy, and it's really cool to see how it inflates in a matter of seconds. And let me tell you, I love my RV mattress by Brooklyn Bedding, and I think you would too. So if you're looking for a new bed, visit rvmattress.com/travelingrobert, my name, or scan the QR code. I'm going to put it on the screen here somewhere, so you can get an exclusive discount on your mattress with my code travelingrobert. Oh, one more thing. There is going to be a post-purchase survey, so if you tell them I sent you, you will help support my channel. And I want to thank once again rvmattress.com by Brooklyn Bedding for sponsoring this video. Well, a new mini adventure begins with Pelicruiser. As you can see, we're in Pelicruiser, and today I'm traveling with Mom.
Good morning to everybody.
So we're gonna do a quick California loop. Not so quick. We're gonna be like 10 days in California, and then back to Vegas, back to Miami. Enjoy the ride. We're gonna put gas, and then we're gonna cruise along the strip, just so we can see it. Pelicruiser has never cruised along the strip.
This is where we've always stayed here in Las Vegas with the RV. It is inexpensive for Las Vegas, and while it's a little far from downtown and the strip, it is not too bad. And it has a hotel next door with restaurants, casino, even a movie theater. I'm going to fill up and go for a cruise along downtown and then the strip, because why not? Let's say goodbye to Las Vegas properly.
Anyway, gotta put some gas before getting to California because, it's a little more expensive over there.
There's a tanker truck blocking the way, but not a problem with Pelicruiser. Here we are, approaching downtown Las Vegas, and I don't remember all these old motel signs being here. Perhaps I've never really driven through this section of Fremont Street before. Not this far east. We usually just do the Fremont Street experience, the one with the LED canopy. This is pretty cool. I'm totally getting Route 66 vibes here. This is the Fremont East District, which certainly evokes a different era, and the famous and historic Cortez Hotel from 1941. And we have all these cool vintage neon signs in this area, which is arguably the real Las Vegas, where it all began. The Strip may get all the love these days with the huge hotels and restaurants, but there's a certain gritty charm to this area. Perhaps next time we'll stay here. And we've made it to Las Vegas Boulevard, where Fremont Street becomes pedestrian only for the Fremont Street experience. Here we make a left towards the Strip. Here we have more neon motel signs, but I think these may be more like props, adorning our journey from downtown Las Vegas to the Strip. We can see the Strat in the distance, originally the Stratosphere Tower. It had at one point the highest roller coaster in the world, and I got to ride it back in 2005. And this is officially where we're leaving Las Vegas, onto an unincorporated town called Winchester, and Paradise further down the road. This is also the beginning of the Strip. Well, actually, officially, the strip begins after this intersection coming up, Las Vegas Boulevard and Sahara Avenue. Las Vegas is a place in constant transformation. Many of these buildings were not here the first time I came, and some will probably become by the next time I visit. The first time we came, we stayed at the Circus, which is one of those I wouldn't be surprised if it is the next one to go. It certainly looks dated compared to all the behemoths we're about to see. Like the Anchor and the Wynn coming up here on the left. And here's a shopping mall called Fashion Show. Very cool. The Palazzo Hotel here on the left is very cool as well, especially the Grand Canal shops. You are immediately transported to Venice, as you are at the Venetian here too. The Casino Royale. Harrah's. They have that old Las Vegas look. The Link looks very modern. On the right, our very own Caesar's Palace. And we're stuck in traffic now. Maybe this wasn't such a good idea after all. We're moving again. Here we have, of course, the Bellagio. Too bad the fountains are not running right now. On the left, Paris. And we're stuck in traffic again. There's a demonstration happening here in front of the Bellagio. Once again, the Paris Hotel. Here's the Cosmopolitan, which is beautiful by the way, but these newer hotels somehow don't have the allure, the character of those that were built following a theme. Most of them built in the 1990s, like the New York coming up. It features some of the buildings that form the Manhattan skyline, and even a replica of the Statue of Liberty. It's an odd choice they didn't feature the Twin Towers at the time, but in hindsight, it was probably a good idea. The Excalibur is coming up next. The Luxor was quite iconic when it first opened. The sky beam at the top is the most powerful man-made light in the world, even though they don't run it at full capacity anymore. As we come to the end of the strip, here we have the Mandalay Bay. Oh wait, there's one more thing I want to see in Las Vegas before we go. There's a big traffic jam to see this, but it is iconic. We just gotta do it. There's a long line to take a photo, which I'm not gonna do. I don't really need to.
No matter how busy it may be, we usually manage to find parking with Pelicruiser. Here we are, right in front of the airport, but of course, that's not why we're here, right? By the way, Mom decided to stay back. She didn't feel like walking all the way back here. But I'm just gonna do it for her and take a selfie with the Welcome to Fabulous Las Vegas sign, It's iconic. Yeah, it's one of those spots where, it's a thing. The crowds are here just to take a picture with the sign.
Here I am at the end of the line.
Well, yes, you can see there is a long line to take that iconic picture with the Welcome to Las Vegas sign. That's incredible. Yeah, definitely not gonna make that line. Actually, I did this before, 12 years ago. I'm gonna see if I can dig up that video. Welcome to fabulous Las Vegas. Anyway, we continue towards Los Angeles. This was just a quick stop here, mainly to change the battery of the 360 and show you guys the Welcome to Fabulous Las Vegas sign. All right, let's hit the road.
This first leg of the trip will take us almost straight south to a town called Baker. I was hoping to cross the Mojave earlier in the day, but time really got away from us, getting settled in the RV, getting out of Las Vegas, and now we're almost crossing at the hottest time of the day. It'll be a test for our ProMaster's powertrain, which I hear can be prone to overheating. That would be a desert art installation called The Seven Magic Mountains by Swiss artist Ugo Rondioni. And that light in the distance belongs to the Ivanpah power plant. More about that later, as we are about to cross into California. And what do we have at every Nevada border? Casinos, of course. No matter which state you're going to, no matter how small the town or isolated the road, it's like dispensaries in other states. We're approaching Primm, which sits right on the Nevada side of the border, and they've got all kinds of attractions. And here we are, entering the Golden State. Which brings me to that Ivanpah plant, which is not a traditional solar plant. It actually has mirrors that concentrate the solar rays to create heat, which in turn boils water, and the resulting steam drives the turbine generators. It hasn't been without controversy. I've read hundreds, if not thousands of birds have been incinerated by the concentrated sunlight. I also read that it's never quite realized its full potential. By the way, we've got a big hill coming up, and I believe that may be the agricultural inspection station. About the plant, all I know is that it looks cool as heck, like something futuristic or out of a science fiction movie. Time now for that Welcome to California agricultural inspection. Well, apparently they are not inspecting today. Good. I could have brought some lemons and nobody would have known. I know, old inside joke. If you've been watching for a while, you know. As we begin our descent, we are now at the heart of the Mojave Desert, in the land of the Joshua Tree. The desolate beauty of the Mojave is just mesmerizing. Very soon here, we're going to drive across this desert on a much more isolated road. It is called Route 66. Here we are arriving at our first stop, Baker, California, home to the world's largest thermometer. Yeah, it's totally a thing.
Here we are, first stop on the trip, and we are at a town called Baker, California, which might as well be a bakery because we're getting baked here. But Baker is famous because of one landmark that is right there, and somebody got the same idea as I did to park here. Seems to be like an abandoned restaurant. That over there is the world's largest thermometer, which right now says 98 degrees. Yeah, it's hot out here. We're getting baked in Baker. But the Pelicruiser so far has done great crossing the Mojave. No overheating, I mean, knock on wood and knock on luck. But yeah, we're like a third of the way of our trip today. Yeah, Baker, California. I always wanted to stop here.
Yeah. Now we can say we've been here at the world's largest thermometer, which is not really a thermometer, right? It's just a digital display. I guess it counts. And I wonder what that is over there. I see aliens. We must investigate.
It's a very peculiar desert out here.
There also seems to be a Greek restaurant here. More research shall go into this. Into this mysterious town of Baker, California. As I said, let's investigate. It's called Alien Fresh Jerky, one of those classic American roadside attractions. 10 on the quirky scale. And here we have all these aliens with the flying saucers above their heads. That kind of looks like a sombrero in my mind, if you look at them from a certain angle. Am I reading too much into this? And back there's a huge flying saucer that I think is a hotel, but I'm not sure. Let's park and check it out.
Well, we're gonna continue down the road, and then I saw this place and I'm like, let's check it out. They have all these aliens here. Extraterrestrials, I should say. And it's called Alien Fresh Jerky. I mean, we're not gonna go inside to buy any jerky, but let's check out all these extraterrestrials here. Yeah, another one of those American roadside attractions. Let's get a little closer because some of this stuff looks straight out of Tatooine or a place like that. Did you check this place out?
It almost looks like an oversized Gravitron ride. And here they have a time travel station.
And this is called the UFO Hotel. But I don't think any of this is in operation right now. It says private property back there, so let's continue. I mean, I had no idea this place was here. Goes to show, Route 66 is not the only place with quirky, oversized roadside attractions. Cool. Cool mountains down there too. Yep, 100 degrees Fahrenheit. Right here at the Alien Fresh Jerky.
Let's continue, as the temperature now soars past triple digits. Oh yeah, it's a scorcher out there. Our next stop is going to be a town called Barstow, which also happens to be an important stop along Route 66, but we'll cover that when we actually do this section of the Mother Road. Soon, I promise. Barstow is also an important crossroads, at the intersection of Interstates 15 and 40. Historic Route 66, of course, and there is also an important rail yard. We're only gonna take a break here at the Walmart parking lot, where I've spent the night more than once before, and continue towards the Santa Clarita area. Let's refuel.
Pumps in California are different. Yes.
We're a fan of
my
your show,
name.
man.
Hey,
Just wanted to say hi.
great
We
to
saw
meet
you.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah. You take a lot of trips on all the video you're
Thank you. Hi, great to meet you. Great to meet you.
This is the new one?
Yeah, this is Pelicruiser, yeah.
Yeah. Just wanted to say hi.
Hi.
That's my mom.
Yeah.
All right.
We continue driving through this Joshua Tree forest, going west on State Route 138, the Pear Blossom Highway. We're gonna be staying at Valencia Travel Village RV Resort, going over Soledad Pass, and here we are.
And we've made it to Venice. No, not Venice. Valencia, California. And lo and behold, it's not hot anymore, and we're enjoying a beautiful evening here with Mom.
Hi.
And the beautiful views of those mountains back there. And yeah, we're just gonna relax here. By the way, cheers. We're just gonna relax here for a few minutes, and then we have an RV to clean up, and we have to make the beds and figure out where to put everything, you know, our luggage. Anyway, that's it for today from Valencia, California. I'll see you tomorrow. Cheers.
Good morning. I'm gonna cook us some breakfast here, starting with some ham and cheese. I'm gonna kind of cut them in cubes, and now I'm gonna crack some eggs. Got some avocado oil, and I'm gonna beat those eggs. Some of that zero sugar barbecue rub from Georgia we got at the Stinghatchee Fiddler Crab Festival. I'm gonna put some onion and garlic powder. Yeah, we'll call it breakfast. First thing today, we're going to visit my godmother in Canyon Country, and then we're going to LA. Mom is the ultimate city girl, so the next few days will be a combination of city landmarks and the natural beauty of California. I'll try to strike a good balance between those two.
Well, we visited my godmother. Now we're going to fill up the tank, and we're gonna do the unthinkable. We're going into Los Angeles with Pelicruiser, and we'll see if we can park it somewhere.
As far as cities go, the Los Angeles metropolitan area is nestled in one of the most beautiful areas in the country, if not the world, with perfect climate, topography, and the closer we get to the Pacific, the more pleasant the temperature. I mean, take a look at this place. It makes your commute somehow more pleasant. Although I imagine if you're from here, you just see it every day and take it for granted, but as someone from the flatlands of Florida, I'm really enjoying the journey here. There we can see the silhouette of downtown. Our first stop, I'm gonna see if we can go up to Griffith Observatory for a commanding view of the city, but I wouldn't get my hopes up. It is Sunday, and I'm sure half of LA had the same idea. Well, yeah, they did. It is going to be nearly impossible to find parking, especially with a 25-foot RV, so plan B or C. We have the whole alphabet in front of us here. Let's go down to Hollywood Boulevard, because if memory serves, I know a good spot, a street actually, from where you can see the Hollywood sign. Here we have some of those iconic skinny palm trees. And here we are now, at the heart of downtown Hollywood and the Walk of Fame. Coming up, the historic Pantages Theater from 1930. Fun fact, the Academy Awards were hosted here from 1949 to 1959. Before we continue, I'm going to make a left here on Cahuenga Boulevard to find parking and take a break. Because of her diabetes, Mom needs to snack often, and now it's one of those times. There's a long line here on the right at this studio. Maybe there's a casting. That's what it looks like anyway. The further away we get from Hollywood Boulevard, the more optimistic I get about finding parking with Pelicruiser. This is it. It is narrow and off-level, but it'll do.
Oh, here we are, having a picnic on the side of Cahuenga Boulevard with Mom. Cahuenga or Cahuenga? Yeah, in Hollywood. We're in Hollywood.
It's time for that afternoon espresso fix.
In the middle of the road. Yep. Coffee on the go with Mom.
We're back in Hollywood, and now we're going to take a street called Beechwood Drive. Very important. I'll show you in a second why. Well, if you haven't guessed, the Hollywood sign is not as ever-present as you would think. And this street here is one of the best spots from where to see it, as it aligns exactly with it. Check it out right there. It was originally erected in 1923 to advertise a real estate development called Hollywood Land. The land part was removed in 1949. By the 1970s, that original wooden sign had become so dilapidated that it was replaced with an all-steel one that still stands today and hopefully will for a long time, it being like a symbol of the city, right? It is so beautiful up here. And with the emotion of seeing the sign and my eagerness to explore, I didn't realize that I'm getting deeper and deeper into this labyrinth of narrow, winding streets that comprise the Hollywood Hills, the original Hollywood Land. Oh no, this is narrow. Here we have a guy taking selfies with his Tesla, and one thing I'm getting here, I'm totally getting GTA 5 vibes up here, like deja vu. I'm sure I've driven somewhere up here as one of the characters in the game at one time or another, and it's been years, by the way, since I've played last. Some of these are very narrow. I really hope I can get out of here. Oh, that's a nice view, but I have a car behind me, so it is not like I can stop and smell the roses for too long. Here we're even gonna get another glimpse at the Hollywood sign. Let's try and turn around here, and we do have a great turning radius with Pelicruiser, but not that good. We're finally descending back to safety. And one thing you may have noticed is we're not getting out of the RV very often. Or at all, actually. First, parking in the Hollywood Hills can be a challenge even for passenger vehicles. And second, Mom has mobility issues at this point. She can't really walk long distances. And even getting in and out of the RV can be a chore sometimes. So this trip, mostly everything is going to be done from the comfort of Pelicruiser, with a few outings on foot here and there, like once we get to the Pacific in a few minutes here. But for the most part, I'm just giving her a tour of the California highlights, I mean some of them anyway. We're back on Beechwood Drive. This area definitely needs to be explored at more leisure. Maybe, just maybe, when we finish Route 66, we can spend more time here. We can now see the Hollywood sign behind us. We're now going back towards Hollywood Boulevard. Here, on the left, we're going to see the famous Capitol Records building. The design is supposed to resemble a stack of records on a turntable, with the spindle pointing up towards the sky. We'll see it better once we make a left here on Vine Street. I really wish we could park and walk, see all the stars on the sidewalk. But we've done that before, and we'll probably do it again when we come back. Now we're turning right, or west, on Hollywood Boulevard, going towards its most iconic and touristy section. Here they have the celebrity home tours, and they were advertising public parking, but I'm sure not with the RV. Yeah, look at the crowds. This is the epicenter of it all, if you will. Coming up here on the right, the Dolby Theater. Originally the Kodak Theater when it was built in 2001. The Oscars have been held here since then. Looking back, that's El Capitan from 1926, one of 3 themed theaters opened by real estate developer Charles E. Toberman, also known as the father of Hollywood. Coming up here on the right, another one of those themed theaters, the much more famous and iconic Grauman's Chinese Theater from 1922. The sidewalk in the front has the footprints of many stars dating back to 1927, etched on the concrete for posterity. And that's Hollywood Boulevard in a nutshell. We are now on Santa Monica Boulevard, which happens to also be historic Route 66. So I know what you're gonna think. We've cheated and skipped to the end. Don't worry, we're gonna finish it the proper way very soon. We're approaching an area where the zip code is 90210. I wonder what that might be. Well, what do you know? It's Beverly Hills! Before driving through the famous area of Rodeo Drive, let's drive first on the residential section of the famous street, all the way to a very famous hotel, the Beverly Hills, which was on the cover of Eagles Hotel California. Can't really see much of Hotel California from here, so let's go back to Rodeo Drive. Yeah, on this one they kept the Spanish pronunciation, so don't say rodeo. Rodeo Drive, of course, famous for all the high-fashion boutiques that line these 3 blocks. We're just gonna drive through, time-lapse style, and continue. Busy area. This is arguably the most famous area here on the left. And we're back on Santa Monica Boulevard. And all I wanna do is have some fun. All these buildings here, this is Century City, built at what used to be the 20th Century Fox backlot. After a little bit of a tedious drive, we've made it to Santa Monica. I mean, I could have taken the freeway, but I wanted to take Santa Monica Boulevard all the way here. Here on the right, that's famous Mel's Diner. And somewhere around here is also the official end of Route 66 sign. Check it out, right there on the corner. That's the actual official sign. There it is, our first view of the Pacific Ocean. Let's go all the way to the pier where they have another Route 66 sign, but that one is only like for the photo op. I mean, I'm sure Route 66 never ended in the middle of a pier. What do you all think? This is it, the famous Santa Monica Pier. Now we're going to drive under the pier and onto one of the most scenic routes in the country, which unfortunately a section which happens to be the most scenic one is closed. Yeah, Big Sur is closed, but more about that later. We're taking California Highway 1 North, the Pacific Coast Highway. This drive never gets old. And once again I'm getting GTA vibes here. Let's see if I can park by the ocean for a few minutes. This is Will Rogers State Beach, which I'm not sure this is where I want to go. I just want to park for like 10 minutes. I mean, I've been driving non-stop most of the afternoon, and it would be good to stretch our legs. We can see all the way back to the Santa Monica Pier. And look at that guy kite surfing. Let me tell you, that's gotta be a fun sport. Well, what do you know? We finally made it to the Pacific Ocean. We're breathing the cool air of the Pacific here, and Mom's taking pictures back there. And you know, she loves the ocean, so we had to... Well, we're not done quite yet with this day here, but we're almost finished with this day here at the Pacific. Now we're gonna slowly go a little farther north on the PCH and then head back to the RV park. And then tomorrow we're going to spend the night right next to the Pacific Ocean. I really wanted to maybe stop by Santa Monica Pier, you know, do the end of Route 66, but we're gonna save that for when we really do Route 66. And there's Mom coming. She's gonna get run over by a bicycle any moment now. I'm telling you, I gotta keep an eye on her. Hey, Mom.
Hi.
Having a good time? All right, let's continue.
Very happy.
There we go. And here's Pelicruiser, parked by the Pacific. Such great California vibes here. This Southern California weather is amazing. Oh, by the way, here we are very close to Pacific Palisades, where the horrific fire happened in early 2025. Yeah, we certainly couldn't have asked for better weather, but then again, it is Southern California, Pelicruiser in Southern California, where it is usually almost, if not perfect weather, right? I mean, getting the ocean breeze, it's awesome. All right, let's go. Tomorrow will be another day. Tomorrow we actually begin the journey north, along the coast, even though we won't be able to take the coastal route all the way. We can only make a right here, so we're gonna have to make a U-turn at some point. And I see some scorched trees, probably from the Palisades fires. We're gonna drive west for a little bit and then take that windy road through the mountains on the way back to Valencia. And just like that, we're going away from the Pacific Ocean, heading inland on the windy mountain road. It was bound to happen. Here we have some road construction. We've made it to the valley on the other side, and what a view!
Well, here we are, day 3 of travels with Mom in the RV. Oops, the shade. Begin today, and at some point I gotta show you the logistics of putting down the bunk and all that, which, the first night was a little bit of a learning curve, but eventually we'll figure it out. And now I'm gonna walk around because according to the map, there's a river right back there. So let's see if we can see the view around here, and today we're gonna go back to the Pacific, of course.
It is actually a pretty nice RV park. The river must be somewhere down there, but we can't see it from here. Let's walk around a little more. I just love the California weather. Have I said that before? And also being surrounded by all these hills. And those folks must get a great view. I wouldn't mind at all spending more time here. It is quite nice.
Yeah, there's supposed to be a river back there, but it's probably behind all that vegetation. Yeah, RV storage, very cool. Maybe we can bring Pelicruiser at some point to Southern California. I mean, for the next couple of days, we're under extreme heat warning, which is it's gonna go upwards of 100 degrees Fahrenheit. But let's face it, that is very rare in this area. It's been one of those very hot summers. Actually, it feels nice in the shade, but in the sun, it's starting to. Luckily, I have that Caribbean skin, right? I never have to wear sunscreen or anything like that. Maybe I should sometimes, but still don't. All right, beautiful RV park. Actually, we might return here someday and enjoy some of the amenities. They have swimming pool, hot tub, and all that. And but today we gotta get going. We gotta go back to my godmother's place to pick up a package, and then we continue up the coast. By the way, Mom got really tired yesterday. I think even just sitting at the car, all that traveling, she's not used to that anymore. But we're gonna take it easy. We're gonna take it a little easier over the next couple of days, and we may have to skip some of the. I have very ambitious plans, as I usually do. I was thinking, let's go to the Redwoods, let's go to Yosemite, let's go to Lake Tahoe, and we may have to pick and choose among those. Oh, I forgot where our site is. It's either this one or the next one. Actually, I see Pelicruiser right there. Let's hit the road.
We're going back to the Pacific. I was able to reserve a spot right by the ocean. Very cool place, wait till you see it. We've actually been there before. Now approaching Malibu. Look at that hilltop mansion. This is where we're going to be staying. Rincon Parkway, Ventura County Park. $47 per day for dry camping right next to the ocean. From the first time I saw it, I knew I wanted to stay here. Here's our site. Oh, check this place out. I almost feel like now is when the adventure really begins. The real road trip along the Pacific coast, all the way to San Francisco. Then Yosemite, the Sierra Nevada, Death Valley. But we're running long here already, so that will be on the next episode of Travels with Mom, the California Loop. Until then, thank you so much for watching. And see you on the road.